Yes. I want to ask the century tuna you're cooking it in. What's your favorite dish? If you use century tuna.
We're actually using century tuna since we started. Mostly we use that for breakfast and sometimes dinner and lunch. The best breakfast meal that I can share to you with the century tuna is the very healthy, high protein, high fat meal called Swiss omelette with century tuna. It's all with whipped egg white, very fluffy and so thick it melts in your mouth. And it's inside are the best, healthiest ingredient that you can have: the peppers, onions, and also broccoli. Salivang naman. Sarap nun. Yeah, that's it. That's the best century tuna that I think.
If you win as the Century Tuna Superbot 2020, as the winner for Century Tuna Superbot 2020, how would you be an advocate or like sort of like an endorser for the brand and for the lifestyle?
Well, two things. I wanna do my advocacy with the angle of having inspiring corporate professionals that they can have an alternative life outside of their usual day job. For me, I've actually started a lot of passion projects lately, one of which is bodybuilding. But actually for this year, I'm taking part in a dance class. I'm trying to be Magic Mike by June. So I'm doing a chairless class. So those kinds of things, by putting myself in front and showing them that I could learn these things, that they could have a life outside their own corporate jobs. That for me is a very strong advocacy. I believe that a lot of the target market of Century Tuna are those that consume young professionals. So I believe I gearing towards that target market. The other advocacy, because I'm also gay, I also want to prove myself that I could do bodybuilding. I think respect begets respect. By doing the work, I've done the work last year, and I've actually gained. I believe that I've gained the respect of my fellow competitors as well. So thank you.
You
said you pushed yourself to the point of breaking something or injuring yourself?
Yes, I have gone through that in previous international competitions. I mean, despite that, it would come to a point where, if I can recall, I competed in Vietnam and I had an injury on the back of my knee, and this was 2 weeks prior to the tournament. But since my name was already listed on the lineup, I still went out there and I competed. And surprisingly to myself, I was able to bring home a medal despite the injury.
So my question is, do you think athletes are healthy? And what is an overlooked aspect of recovery?
I would say that, yes, we have been told that athletes are a symbol of health because we always have to make sure that we are in top condition, especially for international competition. But it was unfortunate that I did have an injury prior to my competition. And of course, in training, that you always have to take care of yourself, always make sure that you are executing your forms properly to prevent any type of injury. And of course, diet is key in maintaining a healthy body, because that's what that really plays a huge factor in putting out an excellent performance in competition. Karate.
So you represented the country for karate, so you've worked hard for that. It's not a joke, no? How hard have you worked for this competition, and if ever you get in, how hard do you work to be on the top?
Well, over the years as a national athlete, I've developed the mindset to always work hard in anything that you do, no matter what. And I will admit that this is something new to me, because I will also admit that being a national athlete for quite some time, it has always been in my routine to wake up, train hard, and go to sleep. This has been my routine for so many years, and I want to also explore on other things. Like, I wanted to get out of my comfort zone and try new things, because that is a way of growing as a person and also learning new things. That I see that, yes, this is also a very serious competition. It's something new to me. I admit that I was scared of trying out at first, but I told myself, hey, life is short. Go out there and do everything that you can.
A lot of asthmatics there. And you
Yes.
mentioned as well that there was a time that you had to recover a number of times. So what were you telling yourself when you were recovering?
Recovering from asthma, I was telling myself that I would become the person who I would always shape myself for the future. As if not a lot of people know, as a person asthmatic at a very young age, you would have multiple times where you couldn't breathe, and it would always feel like every breath would be your last breath. And that's how bad it was for me. And I just kept telling myself that I would always become a normal person, I would always breathe like everyone else, and I would always play with the rest of the kids who's capable of running far distances without even gasping for air. And that was the first recovery that I dealt with. The second one was my injury. The injury that made me lose everything. The injury that almost made my life. A cervical spine injury was not a joke. Bedridden for 10 days, having to go through multiple physical therapy. I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. I was told that I was lucky to be alive. And right now, with my second chance, and I was reminded daily with my second chance how lucky I am. I remind myself during the recovery that I would always continue to progress and go beyond each and everyone's expectations.
Can you share what was the spinal injury?
Unfortunately, that's why I was so hesitant in telling the story. It's very traumatic. I did not lose consciousness. So each and every day, in all honesty, before I sleep, I could remember how it felt like. Basically, just for you guys to have a visual, if you guys are capable of putting your head going towards your back just like that, that's what happened to me. Nerve damage, hypersensitivity. You tap my arm, I would cry in pain. You guys tap the hospital bed, I would always cry in pain. So basically, again, my guardian angel, thank God for my guardian angel for letting me stand right in front of you guys today, being a stronger version of myself, better than ever.
180 to 240. And now you're where you are right now. So what are you doing to make sure that you don't swing back to weight that you're not that satisfied with?
Well, what happened to me when I got down to 180 was I played in a lot of physical competitive sports. I was always like the bigger, bulkier guy in the team. So I'd always get people like telling me, hey, let's play rugby, hey, let's play football. And then I got multiple knee injuries from that. So I got reconstructive